If you're someone who's trying so hard to sneak under that 1 minute 30 barrier, then this video is for you. Because today I am analyzing a video of myself swimming a 1 minute 10 pace for a 100-meter freestyle so I can help you. So let's have a look. This video was filmed in a 50-meter pool. I believe I swam about a 109 in this video. We are just gonna have a look at it full speed just to have a look at what we can see. So this is not a pace that I can hold for a very long time. I would say maybe 800 to 1,000 meters will be my absolute maximum at this pace. I think there are some very, very important key points that we can take away from this video so you guys can have a look and hopefully transfer these onto your full stroke freestyle. Okay, and the first thing, guys, I want everybody to pay attention to is the amount of rotation into every single stroke that I am taking. As you can see, every single time my arm enters the water, so right here, right now, I am not rotated, but as my arm enters the water, you can see my full body is rotating into that stroke. So ideally, what I say to all of my swimmers, in order to make sure you are rotating correctly, you need to make sure the opposite shoulder to which your arm is entering to should always come out of the water. So you can see here my shoulder is staying nice and dry, which is exactly what you should be aiming for when swimming freestyle. If you notice that you are swimming full stroke, you're swimming nice and easy, and your shoulders are not coming out, the chances are you are not rotating correctly. As you should know, rotation is the only thing which is really going to allow you to extend that distance per stroke. So if we just have a look here, if I did not rotate, so right here my body is flat. So a lot of people would take their stroke right here. A lot of people would take their stroke right here. But because I am now rotating, look how much more length I am getting just by rotating my body. Okay, so rather than me starting my pull here, I am extending all the way into my stroke, just getting those couple extra inches so I can then pull that water and propel myself forward. Okay, so that's the first thing. We have to make sure every single time we are rotating into our stroke. Very, very, very important. As always, guys, if there's anything that you spot that I don't, please, please, please leave a comment. Let me know what you think I should improve. I'm also always looking for ways to get faster, so please do not be afraid to let me know what you think. Let's have a look at my breathing. This is actually my first time looking at my own stroke. Usually, I don't do much videoing of myself and actually looking at it. Of course, I post loads of videos, but I never go into detail. So, another very important point, guys. If you've heard me say this before, very good. If you haven't, when we are breathing, we always want to try and make sure, if I draw a line right here, we are keeping one goggle in the water and one goggle out. This ensures that we are keeping our head movement to the minimum. What we do not want to do is lift our head too high and then the rest of our body starts to sink. Because again, as I've mentioned before, your head leads your body. Your body works as a seesaw, meaning as soon as your head comes up, the rest of your body will start to sink. We have to make sure we're trying our best to keep that head as close to the surface as possible without lifting it too much. I still think I could definitely improve here a little bit. Just try and keep that ear just a little bit closer to my shoulder. But overall, I don't think it's too bad. So this is quite a good example of good arm extension, so finishing your pull. Once again, you can see how my arm is fully extended at the back. What we do not want to see is that elbow coming out of the water first. We want to make sure we are fully extending past our hip before going into our recovery. Once again, this ensures that we are pulling the maximum amount of water possible and we are really pushing ourselves forward. So make sure at the end of every single stroke, that arm stays nice and straight, which in this video, I'm doing pretty well. Now, let's have a look at our entry position with our arm. As you can see here, my arm is staying nice and close to the surface as I am gliding. So again, this is another huge aspect, a very important aspect to maximizing distance per stroke. What a lot of swimmers would do is start their pull too soon or let their arm sink. We must make sure that the arm that we are gliding with stays nice and close to the top of the surface. So as you can see, my arm, it's almost surfing at the top of the surface. We do not want to let the arm sink. So if I just play that in slow motion, nice and slowly, you can see how the arm is staying there. It's still there, it's still there. And as my arm passes my head, that's how I like to think about it. As my arm passes my head, that's how I know it's time for me now to start initiating that next stroke. So if we just go back a little bit, play it nice and slowly. So my arm goes past my head and then I initiate my stroke. Okay, once again, I'm gliding. You can see this arm is still in that nice straight position. My arm has just gone past my head, and now I can start to initiate my next stroke. And just another quick one on your rotation. As you can see, as my arm is coming over the water, right here, my armpit is nice and dry. So another great way to ensure that you are rotating correctly is making sure that your armpit is staying nice and dry. So as you can see in this video, as my arm is recovering over the surface of the water, my armpit is completely out of the water, which means my rotation is good and I do not need to worry about trying to rotate even more. So if we now go onto a nice underwater head-on angle, hopefully we're gonna see some high elbow catches, some early vertical forearm catches. Okay, so if I play it very slowly, okay, so I initiate my catch, and let's see if I have that high elbow catch. Beautiful. So let's see. Once again, it's my first time seeing myself swim. There's actually quite a lot I'm learning as well as you guys. Right here, you can see I've got a nice slight bend in my elbow as I am taking my pull. You can see how my palm is facing directly behind me. Okay, it's not facing out to the side. It's not facing out anywhere else, meaning all the water which I am pulling is getting sent right behind me, which is pretty good. So let's keep watching very, very slowly. I'm just gonna clear this arrow right here. Oh, okay, so I think this is where I need to start to think about improving some of my techniques. So as you can see here, I would say I'm actually over rotating onto this side. So as you can see, okay, as I am taking my breath, my rotation is great. My hips, as you can see, are facing to the side, which is great. My chest, my hips, everything, all of my body is facing out to the side, but I am almost over rotating on that side and causing my arm to go off to the side. As you guys know, our goal is to always go forward, meaning this arm right here should be facing directly in front of me, but instead, because I am just over rotating, I'm letting my arm slide out to the side as I am gliding in that stroke. So to fix this, again, I've just got to pay attention to where my arm is once I have taken that breath. I cannot let the arm slide out to the side because once again, as you can see, my whole body is almost like a zigzag. My head is in one position, my hips are off to the side, my legs are in a different position. I want to make sure my whole body is facing directly forward. So that's definitely something I can improve right there. This is another mistake I see very, very often. People doing things at different times. What you must understand is that when you swim freestyle, okay, your body is like a one big mechanism. Everything works at the same time. Everything should happen simultaneously. It all works, like as I mentioned, as a big mechanism. So as you can see here, as my arm is entering the water, so the way I like to think about it is as my arm enters, my head should already be going down. Okay, so I almost like to think of it as my arm closes my breath. Let's now have a look at a beautiful side angle. And the first thing, as you guys know, okay, that we should be looking at is my body position. So let's have a look. So this is the water surface. Okay, this is my body. So overall, not bad. So when swimming, our goal is to try and be as flat as we possibly can on the surface. So what we do not want to do is swim with our legs dragging across the bottom of the pool because of course that's going to create loads of drag, and the more drag we create, the slower we are going to go. So we always want to try and get as flat as we possibly can. So in this video, my body position is pretty good. Once again, let's just go back, have a look at my rotation, have a look at my arm entry, high elbow catch. Also guys, I'd like you to pay attention to my kick. Okay, my kick is not fast, it is just very gentle and very continuous in order to let me maintain that nice flat body position. Okay, it's not super fast, it's not going kick, 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 kick. It's just a nice, continuous flutter kick, like I say, just to help me balance in the water and help me stay flat. Okay, and the final angle that we are going to look at. So yeah guys, as you can see here, my arm right now is facing out to the side. Instead, my arm should be right here. So I am letting, because I am slightly over rotating onto that one side when I'm taking my breath, it is very important for me to know that it should be, and I should have the arm directly out in front of me instead of letting it slide out to the side and letting it sink. Okay, because like I say, because my arm is going that way, okay, you can see how my body is going off balance. When I get back to the pool, this is definitely something I'm going to work on, okay? So as you can see, my tempo is nice and controlled. It's not crazy. I'm not swinging my arms around. I am just trying to maintain my distance per stroke and maximize the amount of water I am pulling every single time. And that is how you swim 1 minute 10 100-meter freestyle. So guys, I hope you could take something away from this video, something that you can take away from here and transfer into your own training to hopefully help you swim faster. Like I say, I am by no means a very, very quick swimmer. My swimming days are long gone, but the only reason I am still able to maintain 1 minute 10, for example, for a 100-meter freestyle is because of my technique. It is not because I am fitter than you, okay? It is just because obviously I've got a swimming background. I've been doing swimming for a very, very long time, and I have that good foundation of good technical freestyle swimming. Okay, so if you can swim correctly, I can promise you, you can really close down that 120, 130 mark if you just put in the work and learn how to swim the right way. So I hope you guys found this video useful. If there's anything you want to see, please leave a comment. Let me know what you want to see next, and I'll see you guys soon.